No one expected Hollywood icon Sylvester Stallone to break down in tears over a simple letter, especially one sent by Ibrahim Traoré, the president of Burkina Faso, a country many couldn't place on a map. But that's exactly what happened. One quiet morning in LA, Stallone sorted through fan mail with his assistant, Michael. Most were autograph requests or notes about Rocky and Rambo. Then, a plain brown envelope caught his eye. Wrinkled, no return address, just his name handwritten on the front. "Wait," Stallone said, as Michael nearly tossed it aside. "Let me see that." Inside was a single handwritten page. At the bottom, a bold signature. Ibrahim Traoré, President of Burkina Faso. Stallone stared. Burkina Faso. He hadn't thought about that country in years. As he read, his eyes welled up. He gripped the letter like it might vanish. "Dear Sylvester," it began, "I write not as a president, but as a boy who once sat in a crumbling classroom under the African sun. We had a grainy black and white TV. That's where I first saw you. As Rocky, running, fighting, falling, rising. I didn't speak English, but I understood everything. You taught me to never give up. You made me believe I could fight hunger, war, and fear. Today, I stand because Rocky once did too." Stallone's voice cracked. Tears fell onto the paper. "I don't even know this man," he whispered, "but he knows me." Michael reached for his phone to verify the letter's authenticity, but Stallone stopped him. There was more. "Our children need heroes, not on screens, but in their lives. If your heart allows, visit us. Let them see what I once saw." That evening, Stallone booked a private flight. "Where to?" his team asked. "Burkina Faso." A humble arrival. When his plane landed in Ouagadougou, there was no red carpet, just heat, dust, and curious children peering through airport fences. Escorted quietly to a clay and tin school, Stallone walked into a reality far deeper than any movie set. "This is where President Traoré watched Rocky 20 years ago," a guide whispered. The building was worn, its windows cracked, a hand-painted sign reading École de l'Espoir, School of Hope. Inside a small room, a rusty projector sat beneath a frayed white sheet. The screen young Ibrahim had stared at decades ago. Suddenly, a barefoot boy appeared. "Say Rocky?" he whispered. Stallone knelt. "No," he smiled gently. "But I'm here because of you, meeting a president, finding a brother." Later, Stallone met President Traoré under a baobab tree. No press, no cameras, just two men talking like old friends. "I watched Rocky when I had nothing," Traoré said. "It gave me strength." Stallone nodded. "I made it when I had nothing too." Traoré placed a third chair between them. "For every child who's ever felt invisible." That night, Stallone opened a gift from the president. A box of handwritten letters from Burkina Faso's children. "Dear Rocky, I run every morning like you. It makes me feel alive. You fight bad men. I want to fight hunger. The president says you're his brother. That makes you our uncle." Stallone wept openly. "I'm not the hero here," he realized. "They are." The realization. Stallone spent days visiting orphanages and trauma centers. Children hugged him, placed broken toys in his hands, climbed onto his back laughing. "They don't see a celebrity," Traoré observed. "They see someone who never gave up." When Stallone's assistant texted, "TMZ thinks you're filming. Should we correct them?" he didn't reply. Instead, he wrote himself a raw note. "I came here thinking I was famous. Now I'm just learning to be human." A promise forged. Before leaving, Traore showed Stallone blueprints for a storytelling academy, a place where Burkina Faso's children could share their own voices. "It won't be fancy," he said, "but it will be ours." Stallone placed a hand over his heart. "I'll help you build it, with everything I've got." The return. Back in LA, Stallone opened Traore's parting gift, a Burkina Faso flag signed by children, and a golden lion pin, the nation's highest honor for heroes. But halfway home, Stallone had asked the pilot to turn the plane around. "I left too soon," he told Traore upon landing. "I want to fund the academy properly, filmmakers, teachers, equipment." Traore smiled. "You didn't just come back to Burkina Faso, you came back to yourself." Epilogue. Ripples of Hope. Weeks later, Stallone shared Traore's original letter online. It went viral. UNICEF pledged support. World leaders took note. The story reminded millions. True greatness isn't fame. It's the courage to show up, listen, and let your heart be broken open. As Stallone whispered on that final flight, gazing at the stars, "This is the most important role I've ever played, being human." And in dusty classrooms across Burkina Faso, children still run a little faster, dream a little bigger, because a hero chose to see them.